Hi, welcome back to Movie Review Mom. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so you can make the best decision for you and your family as to whether or not you want to spend time and money watching a specific movie. So today, the specific movie I'm reviewing is called Trollhunters, Rise of the Titans. This colorful action animation airs exclusively on Netflix on July 21st, 2021. And a big thank you to Netflix for giving me a press screener so that I could preview this for you. So the rating is TVY7, but the equivalent movie rating might be PG, maybe PG-13 for violence. But we'll talk about tips for parents in just a minute. The movie is an hour and 46 minutes, and I'll give you my movie review mom score at the end of my review. But first, in a nutshell, I had the opportunity to watch a press screener of this new DreamWorks movie. And even though I've never seen any of the other films in this series, I was intrigued by the movie poster and the name. And so I wanted to check it out. And I'm so glad I did. Plus, I was curious to see what Academy Award winner Guillermo del Toro, I love saying his name, would do with an animation based on his imaginative book. So this is what the franchise creator had to say, quote, in his words, "This film marks the end of a franchising journey lasting over a decade. Where have I been for a decade? I guess my boys are too old to have watched this during the last 10 years because I didn't even know it existed. So, for more than 10 years, Team Trollhunters has worked to push the boundaries of 3D CGI animation for television across three distinct yet interwoven and award winning, again, where have I been? A series, an endeavor that knows no precedent in animation. So, wow, kudos to the team. So, with Trollhunters, Rise of the Titans, we've sought to break new ground yet again by combining the casts of all three series to give the Tales of Arcadia trilogy an epic and fitting end as a feature film, as an introduction of this expansive mythology to a brand new audience. And that's absolutely what happened with me. I didn't even know that this existed. And now it makes me want to go back and watch what I missed. Hundreds of artists and technicians worked for years all around the globe to deliver a finale that we are immensely proud of and eager for you to experience. So that's so awesome. All right, so here's the story synopsis. Arcadia may look like an ordinary town, but it lies at the center of magical and mystical lines that makes it a nexus for many battles among otherworldly creatures, including trolls, aliens, and wizards. My husband actually grew up in Arcadia. He had no idea all that stuff was happening. Now the heroes from the hit series Trollhunters, Three Below, and Wizards team up in their most epic adventure yet, where they must fight the arcane order for control over the magic that binds them all. So obviously this is a fantasy, and it definitely feels fantastical. So there were a lot of things that I really liked about this. First of all, the voice cast is really great, and it includes names like Emil Hirsch, Lexi Medrano, Charlie Saxton, Kelsey Grammer, love him, Alfred Molina, awesome, Stephen Yuen, Nick Frost, Colin O'Donoghue, Diego Luna. These are like award-winning actors. Tatiana Maslany, Cole Sand, Nick Offerman, Fred Tatasciore, Brian Blessed. Okay, anyway, this list goes on and on. And they did a fantastic job. The animation itself is gorgeous. The movie is simply beautiful to look at with rich details. One of my sons is a 3D animation artist at Blizzard working on the World of Warcraft video games. And this movie, to me, kind of looked like a toned down, PG version of some of those video games for children, in that the World of Warcraft fantasy world has kind of the almost a fluorescent blue and green and purple, and just a certain look to it. Not the scary part of it, but the really pretty parts of it. And I felt like this movie incorporated some of that animation design. The movie itself is extremely stylish and smart. It feels fresh and it makes you want to watch this movie over again, as well as all of the other ones that you missed. There's a lot of visual and spoken humor, lots of action sequences to keep everybody interested. And the design of the Titans I thought was really great. They're super creative and terrifying all at the same time, and yet beautiful in their own ways. The dialogue is very sophisticated. And in fact, one of my tips for parents is maybe too much so that young children won't understand a lot of the vocabulary and a lot of the plot, where people are making decisions to do certain things. That might just be confusing. However, visually, there's plenty to enjoy. And so even young kids can enjoy it while their parents are, appreciating it at a different level. I think my sons absolutely would have loved this if this had existed when they were real little boys. Each of the characters seems to be very fleshed out, and indeed they are, because this is 10 years of character and world building in the making. And you can learn lessons from each of these characters as well. Some plot lines occur in the story that I didn't quite expect, and I love that. I hate it when I watch a movie and I know exactly what's already going to happen in the end, right? Not so with this story. I had no idea where it was going to go, partly because I didn't know the characters. I didn't know what powers different characters had, who could do what. I didn't really know the possibilities within this world. And what's nice is the characters don't either. They do to some extent, but they're still learning about this world. And so I felt like I enjoyed exploring it with them rather than feeling like I was being completely left out. But along those lines, there were some things I didn't like. And the first one is that I did feel a little bit left out. And I knew that I was missing a lot of backstories. I knew that I wasn't fully appreciating the movie because I didn't fully understand or really know those characters. And so I'm really glad that I know at least some of them now. There are some cliches in the characters as well as in the story. And while Guillermo del Toro is extremely inventive, he also has a reputation for borrowing ideas from other films. And you can absolutely see other work that has influenced the writing and the telling of this story. So let me give you some tips for parents. I've given you a couple of them already, as that the vocabulary is very advanced for young kids. There's also a bit of science and technology in the story. And despite many explanations by characters, some kids still won't quite understand what's going on. Some adults won't either. But I love that they celebrate the science and the physics the characters do. And so I love that that teaches kids to pay attention. There's a lot of humor that will go over the heads of young kids because it's very sophisticated and complicated. There are some elements from other movies, such as The Lord of the Rings, King Arthur, The Legend of the Sword, Excalibur, that young kids won't recognize are being borrowed. So there are some themes that are introduced in the movie and done well, such as family, friendship, hope, loyalty, believing in yourself, believing in others, teamwork, time, and having courage. So overall, I thought the animation, the story, the characters were just done so well that the movie review mom grade I'm giving this is an A. So I think this could possibly be one of the feature film animations that gets nominated for an Academy Award or Golden Globe, or certainly Critics' Choice or People's Choice Awards, because it's that good and it obviously has a very strong fan base. All right, so before we go, let me give you some recommendations for other movies that I think you might also enjoy. The first one that I thought of was How to Train Your Dragon. The characters embrace nature, there's great animation and storytelling and relationship building. Another movie that, of course, I thought of was the old Disney's The Sword and the Stone. So if your young kids haven't seen that one, show it to them. They're going to think it looks old fashioned, and it is because it's a very old movie, but it'll also give them a little bit of a foundation for the King Arthur visuals that you see in the movie, as well as the verbal references that are made in the movie. All right, that's it for my movie review. I hope that if you watch this movie, you'll enjoy it. I think you will. There are some times where it's like a little too much, but I think the kids absolutely will be entertained. And as you get to know the characters and appreciate the artistry, I think that you'll enjoy it. All right, that's it. I will catch you in the next movie review or trailer reaction. And until then, bye for now.